and a warm welcome. I'm Griha Atul and you're watching Viewpoint. While the Parliament impasse over the Manipur crisis continues, the Prime Minister has spoken. Although not on the state in turmoil, but to attack the alliance of opposition parties for the 2024 Lok Sabha polls that goes with the acronym India. Quoting the Prime Minister at BJP's parliamentary party meeting, BJP leader Ravi Shankar Prasad stated as to how Narendra Modi had quipped that the Indian National Congress was made by a Britisher, as was the East India Company, further citing reviled names such as the East India Company, also the Popular Front of India, to assert that people cannot be misled merely by the use of the country's name. The Prime Minister also called the opposition quote-unquote directionless and having a behavioural pattern that shows that they have decided to stay in opposition permanently. Now, leading the opposition's charge in response to this was Rahul Gandhi, who suggested that the Prime Minister can call them what he wants to, but they are India and they will quote-unquote build the idea of India in Manipur. While one would have thought that this war of words would have dominated the day's developments and sadly pushed Manipur into a corner, but it does look like that the direction that the opposition has taken in urging the Prime Minister to make a comprehensive statement in both the houses of Parliament after 83 days of unabated violence in Manipur is pretty clear. It is okay to criticize a nomenclature on a normal day, even exercising the gift of the gab. But on a day, the fourth one in a row in fact, with no word on Manipur and a dig at the people demanding it, aren't the lawmakers really testing India or Bharat's patience? That's the question that we are asking, and never really thought that even the country's name would come with a rider now.
इंडियन नाम भी बहुत विचित्र संयोग है। ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी, इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस, ये दो अंग्रेजों ने बनाए थे।
आप मेरे को बस पौने घंटे
बाकी इंडियन मुजाहिदीन भी नाम रखते हैं, पॉपुलर फ्रंट ऑफ इंडिया भी रखते हैं, जो बैन हो गया।
देखिए, हम मोदी साहब को सदन में आके मणिपुर पे आप आके स्थिति पे बोलिए, हम इंसिस्ट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो अपने पार्टी में ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी की बात करते हैं। अरे भाई, मणिपुर पे बात करो। ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी का अगर बात करना है, उसमें कौन किस किस की पात्र क्या है, नाम बदलने से कुछ नहीं होता।
It is absolutely appalling why the opposition doesn't want the truth regarding the Manipur crisis, as they so call it, to come to the fore.
Mr. Modi and the BJP, maybe for the first time since 2014, they do not have an answer. Instead of going and giving all this gyan outside Parliament, Mr. Modi, this is Parliament. Come here. We are waiting for the last 4 days for you to speak on Manipur. Come and speak. Your choice. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. We'll welcome you. Open the debate. We know you're on the back foot after the Patna summit, after the Bengaluru summit. India जीतेगा भारत।
पहली बात, अभी अभी विपक्ष कह रहा है कि हम प्रधानमंत्री मोदी के नाम पे चुनाव लड़ेंगे। अरे जब आप वोट मोदी जी के नाम पे मांगते हो, चुनाव मोदी जी के नाम पे लड़ते हो, तो सदन में अमित शाह क्यों बयान देंगे? सदन में भी फिर प्रधानमंत्री मोदी बयान देंगे ना। उन्हीं की जिम्मेवारी है, उन्हीं के नाम पे लोगों ने वोट दिया है, उन्हीं के नाम पे दोबारा वोट मांगोगे।
Let me now open this up to my panel who joins me this evening. Shaina NC of the BJP, John Brutus of the CPIM, Dolly Sharma of the Congress Party, and Mr. Raj Gopalan, who's a senior journalist, are all with me this evening on this panel. Let me begin with the Bharatiya Janata Party. Shaina NC, do you think that the Prime Minister, by saying what he did in BJP parliamentary meet, has given enough ammunition to the opposition party for saying what they are doing now?
What did the Prime Minister say that is objectionable? I mean, please understand that at a time when the Prime Minister and the Home Minister have said time and again that we should be discussing in Parliament and not stalling Parliament, this is a matter which every Indian needs to come on the same page, and the cause is much bigger than personal politics. Those who are stalling Parliament and only interested in a war of words, I think it's unfortunate. Let's understand that if you have a company which is working in the interest of a certain few and not in that of the nation, what is wrong if he says it's like the East India Company? I want to ask, when our Honorable Prime Minister says that, sakti aur shakti ke saath hame muh to jawab dena chahiye, when our Home Minister says that he is willing to reply on all accounts of Manipur, whether it is the 50,000 people who have been evacuated or the AIMS doctors that are present from Guwahati and Shillong, or the Assam Rifles that are working on ground, or the fact that out of the 4,617 schools, only 90 schools are not functional. We have to stand united as a country and make a comprehensive statement, yes, but when you are in Parliament, not when you're just doing this drama, theatrics and optics. That doesn't work. That is your own kind of hidden agenda, which is negative in nature. And do understand that in the Parliament monsoon session, you are wasting taxpayers' money. For every 1 hour not spent is a 1.5 crores.
But Shana, tell me, how is only the opposition responsible for that stalemate? Don't you think that even the government is hell-bent on having the discussion under a said rule, while the opposition is demanding otherwise that you have to have it in under 267? Do you think that stalling exercise is true for both the BJP and also the opposition together? And in this case, the people who are suffering are the Manipuris.
Griha, unfortunately, what is happening in Manipur is a tribal tug of war which has been there since time immemorial. We have to first understand that this is a law and order situation. To contain it, we need to be united. Where does the opposition show a sense of responsibility? If you leave out the politics and talk about the issue in Parliament, you have a Home Minister who has been on ground from May 3rd, has been accountable on all fronts, and has asked for the opposition to know the truth. A lot of the facts which could not be displayed in the public domain due to the Supreme Court guidelines and to the harsh realities of what was happening. This is the time where in the temple of democracy there must be debate. What is the opposition doing? They are only stalling Parliament. They are only saying the Prime Minister must respond. The Home Minister is as important in this particular case, where he is looking at it on a day-to-day basis, minute-to-minute basis.
Shana, point taken. Any particular reason why the Prime Minister is staying away from responses in Manipur case, in this case?
The Prime Minister will respond, but let Parliament function. You can't have these daggers drawn and say that, oh, he is the only one who has to reply. There are thousands of administrative forces that are working along with our armed forces to restore, normalcy in Manipur. It's not one person. These are thousands of Indians, and we all as Indians have to stand united. We all as Indians need to think of the larger cause than trying to make this a one-up.
All right, so let me now bring in Dolly Sharma of the Congress Party.
Which Bab second.
Dolly, these points that have been laid down by the Bharatiya Janata Party member, I'd like to understand, what Shaina has said. In that regard, if the priority for the opposition and in turn the Congress Party is the people of Manipur, why would you stay away from debate? Even right now, just a few moments back, before we started this broadcast, the Home Minister tried to go ahead and speak something on the floor of the House on the Manipur crisis, but the sloganeering from the opposition parties did not stop. What is it that the opposition truly demands? Is it latching on to these tidbits that the Prime Minister has said this about the opposition alliance, India, and we will respond to what he has said? He's not spoken about Manipur. And why is the Home Minister speaking? Why is the Defence Minister taking the questions? Why is the opposition just hell-bent on these points? Why not begin with a conversation on Manipur first?
Griha, the divisionary tactic employed by the BJP is no new. For the past 9 years, we've been watching this. Who will be held accountable? We have a minister he raises a question of India. He is also called Prime Minister of India. So the Prime Minister of India today raises question on India. India is, everybody know what India is: unity in diversity, peace, love, harmony. And for this, we want discussion in Parliament, for the peace of Manipur, for harmony in Manipur. For what we've seen is really sad state of Manipur. And I have a video on this television today, what was happening in Parliament today, when Mallikarjun Kharge, Congress president and leader of opposition, was speaking in the Parliament. Look at the behavior of the member of Parliament of the BJP, of the ruling party, how they were shouting in the Parliament. So by this video, you can guess who does not want the Parliament to function. Just have a look at it.
We have seen all of that happened in the
No,
Parliament.
you have
Dolly.
to, you have
That's
to
okay.
see who was shouting.
You don't have to put your phone on our screens. We have already presented all the aspects of what has happened in the Parliament.
They were
That's what
shouting.
the problem is.
Opposition was sitting quietly.
No, but it's your
The
word
problem
against the
is
BJP's
with the
word.
ruling party.
It's-
They do not want to take accountability.
Tell me simply, Dolly, when the Home Minister wanted to start a conversation around Manipur just a few minutes back, why was the sloganeering that continued from the opposition side?
Greha, that was to make headlines. If they wanted a serious discussion to be held on Manipur, the Prime Minister should have come, who can go in a municipal election and campaign. Manipur is a serious issue. It's a no normal situation. People are killed. Brutally they are killed. Women are being raped. This is not a normal situation in India. 60,000 people are not living in their own houses. They're living in camps.
Okay. Let me actually
Every
bring in
day,
John
there's
Britters
no-
first.
no
John, do you think that was only to make headlines, that the Home Minister started to speak, did not complete the point that he was making, but although the opposition and their sloganeering also are to blame for that to have happened, is there ample ground that you are also giving for the debate to continue around Manipur? That's also should be the question that you guys need to address.
Yeah, I will come to that. Before that, let me just respond to the very philosophical statement made by the BJP spokesperson. As though India had democracy only from 2014. She should actually look into the statements made by her own leaders, who said that disruption is a mode of parliamentary activity. I don't want to name the person. And all of a sudden, BJP has found virtue in having a very peaceful functioning of the parliament. She should understand that the only demand which has been put across by the opposition is that let the Honorable Prime Minister come to the Parliament and make a statement on money. The Prime Minister, as you know, prostrated on the steps of the Parliament when he took over as the Prime Minister. But he finds it extremely difficult to come to the Parliament and address the MPs. What is the constitutional provision? We do have a parliamentary democracy where the executive is accountable to the Parliament. Prime Minister opened his mouth on money in the compound of Parliament and in BJP parliamentary parties. Why is he skipping the Parliament? That is my question. He has enough time to roam around the country and flag off trains, but he hasn't found Manipur to be a worthy issue where he needs to address the nation through the Parliament. This is the only issue here. And the opposition has been earnestly telling we do need to have a discussion. But considering the seriousness of the matter, the grave incidents that are occurring in Manipur, Manipur is on fire for almost 85 days now. It's going to be third month now.
Yes.
Is it unjustifiable on our part to request the Prime Minister to come and address the Parliament, which he is supposed to do by the Constitution? Where is it that the opposition is wrong? I am completely amused by the statement of the BJP spokesperson here. And moreover, see, today in Rajya Sabha, I'm a member of the Rajya Sabha, the opposition leader was making a statement. And courtesy mandates that the whole House listen to that. But the ruling party members were trying to disrupt the House, even during the last session also. Now there is a tactics which has been brought in by the treasury benches. They stand up and disrupt the House, which has been never ever in the proceedings of the Parliament before that. So there is no respect for the parliamentary proceedings because BJP doesn't believe in democracy. That is to be underlined. Otherwise, the basic.
Shaina, would you like to take that? Would you like to respond to what Mr. John Britus has just mentioned? And also, I'd like to understand from you as the BJP spokesperson as to why the Prime Minister is staying away and at the cost of repeating myself from speaking on the floor of the House over the Manipur crisis while he has time to go about talking about the opposition alliance, how the name India doesn't suit the alliance. They are an entire bunch of people who are only there for a reason. All of these statements he can make, but he cannot come into the parliament and speak about Manipur.
This is not true at all. Please let Parliament first function. Let Parliament function. The Home Minister himself has said that the truth should be in the public domain. He wants to answer questions and the Prime Minister will address Parliament, but if you allow it to function, this is like daggers drawn where you stand with, a point of no return saying that with a gun at your head, you have to speak in Parliament. That is not on. The Honourable Home Minister met with every single parliamentarian and at the all-parliament meet where all-party meet where there were suggestions which were given by various parties, incorporated, where he even complimented certain parties on their viewpoint vis-a-vis Manipur, and the government is 24/7 hands-on. As I said, Manipur is not being handled by one person. There is so many people in the administration, so many people in the armed forces, so many from the medical fraternity who are in tandem in conversation with the Honourable Home Minister. So this is not something that you can demand and make a point of no return. Let Parliament function, let people have the answers to what is happening in Manipur, let there be a healthy debate, and let's
Point taken,
move beyond
Shaina,
petty
in fact, we are getting some breaking
Who are
news
you
which
to
is to do
question
with
whether the
this
Prime
very
Minister
debate that
is
we are
travelling or
having on the broadcast. Let's first take that piece of breaking news, and we've been told that the Union Home Minister Amit Shah has written to the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and also Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, and he has said that the centre is ready for a comprehensive discussion on Manipur. Now, this is an important piece of breaking news that we are putting forth for our viewers, as the Home Minister this time has written to Mallikarjun Kharge, also Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, and he has stated and underlined this aspect that the centre is ready for a conversation on Manipur. He says it's a comprehensive discussion that we are ready to have over the Manipur situation, and let's see how the opposition and the Congress party chooses to respond to this this letter that's in fact come to them. My colleague Payal, who's breaking that piece of input, is joining us on the broadcast. Payal, that's an important missive that has been sent by the Union Home Minister. Are we expecting any response from the Congress party?
No, certainly the Congress party should respond, given the fact that the Home Minister has written to the leader of opposition, it's Mallikarjun Kharge, who's also the Congress president, and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary is the leader of the Congress party in the Lok Sabha. So he's written to both the leaders and telling them that since you have been asking for a discussion to take place on Manipur, I am more than happy in having a discussion taking place on Manipur. I would urge the Congress party to participate in the discussion. That's the line of thought as far as the Home Minister's letter is concerned. This also comes in after recently the deputy leader of the Lok Sabha, Rajnath Singh himself, communicating to Mallikarjun Kharge, Asuli Bandyopadhyay, also, on the same line. So it is a message. It is a message that is being sent by the government saying we are not running away from debate, we are not running away from discussion. Again, the message being sent by the Home Minister clarifies that yes, he is a man who is going to be answering all the questions that the opposition parties really want. Last time around, when this to Rajnath Singh, they said they will not settle for anything other than the Prime Minister's reply. Let's see how the Congress party responds to this.
All right, Dolly Sharma, would you like to come in here? Don't you think that there is some sort of a movement that's coming from the centre with the Union Home Minister offering an olive branch to members of the House, the opposition party, saying that they want a comprehensive discussion on Manipur? Will the Congress and the other opposition leaders meet them halfway?
See, we are ready for discussion, Reha. I have already told everybody, and the entire India knows. Not today. From the day one, we've been saying this, that we want a detailed discussion on Manipur because the situation is really critical. People are dying. So we want to discuss Manipur in detail. As per 267, we are ready for it. And we want an answer from the Prime Minister. Clearly, and let our president decide, let the leader of opposition decide, and you'll be
Do you think there is going to be any movement after this letter by the Home Minister to Mallikarjun Kharge and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary? Is there going to be a shift in stance of the opposition parties? Is the question that I'm asking to you, Dolly.
Yeah, Griha, already Mallikarjun Kharge ji gave a statement today that he is ready for a discussion, a detailed discussion on Manipur.
Okay.
A detailed discussion on Manipur. We are ready for it.
All right. Let me now bring in Mr. R. Rajgopalan, who's a senior journalist who's been patiently listening to all the stakeholders in this debate. Mr. Rajgopalan, what do you see happening in Parliament over this entire Manipur crisis? Do you think either the opposition or the government of the centre at the centre is really serious at having any conversation? And this, while I'm also talking about this latest letter that's now been sent by the Home Minister to the leader of opposition and also the leader of the Congress party in the Lok Sabha, where do you see this going from here?
My understanding is the ice is broken.
Okay.
Now, government as well as the opposition have come down one step down. Opposition is now trying to bring a no confidence motion. According to me, having covered Parliament along with John Brittas as a newspaperman for more than 30-40 years, John knows me very well. And he knows also that Rule 267 in Rajya Sabha does not entail Prime Minister. There is no word in that Prime Minister. He can come and intervene. He can request, but let the debate start. That is what Mr. Amit Shah has said. Apart from that, Madam, I tell you, there is a secret deal between opposition and the government. Today, after suspension of Sanjay Singh, the Rajya Sabha passed one bill. Lok Sabha has just now passed, as you mentioned, Amit Shah has, multi-state cooperative society. It is a death knell for, Sharad Pawar type of company, politically speaking. Therefore, my understanding is ice has been broken. Prime Minister's hard-hitting statement that India is an Indian Mujahideen has gone very rattled the Congress, and Congress has no reply to give to the government. Now, Congress has also come down with the permission of the Congress leaders. The two bills have been passed, one in Lok Sabha, one in Rajya Sabha. So, therefore, opposition had a nose cut.
Okay. Mr. John Brittas, would you like to respond to that? Considering there has been a lot of conundrum over Rule 267 and 176, the opposition is saying that the discussion needs to happen under 276 and government claims 176. They also say, stating that there are three motions vis-a-vis that rule that talk about the crime against women in various other states, namely Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh as well, and there needs to be a discussion over that. Do you think that's only the point of sort of friction when it is about this discussion over Manipur, or there is more to it than meets the eye? Now that the Home Minister has also spoken and he has said that let's have a discussion, and the point that Mr. Rajgopalan is making, that 267 doesn't mean the Prime Minister only has to speak on the floor of the House.
Rajgopalan is an old friend of mine, and he's settling his cause with Congress, and I don't want to even add anything to that. But he's right that 267 doesn't entail the Prime Minister to come and address. But we want only 267. What does 267 mean? Suspend the business of the House and take up the Manipur issue.
Yeah.
And let the Prime Minister come and intervene in the discussion. That's all what we want. Instead of that, what the government has been telling that, let us have a short duration discussion. He said that we need to have a comprehensive discussion under Rule 267. If the government accepts that, naturally, we will cooperate with the government.
Okay.
There is no hassle in that. And second point, see, the BJP has been taking up issues of Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh. Let them take it up, Madhya Pradesh, every state. But they should not compare the genocide that is happening in Manipur with single or something like sporadic incidents in other states. We have no difficulty in having a comprehensive discussion about the status of the different states.
Okay, Mr. Rajgopalan, quick point, then I'll go to Shaina NC. Yes.
Now, John Brittas has accepted that they have come down. Even he accepted my saying 267 because I studied the rule, Madam, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Not today, yesterday, for the last 30 years. My understanding.
Yeah.
Let him make his point.
267 does not entail the Prime Minister's interview, but he can come. Why should government, in a slogan, opposition saying, let Prime Minister come? But when John Brittas talks, he talks smoothly. saying that there is no need of Prime Minister. So therefore, there is a division in opposition,
Okay.
duality in the opposition. The CPM has been totally sidelined. Congress, if
Okay,
the no
I have
confidence
very little
motion
time.
is
John
blocked
Brittis
in
and
the
Dolly
local-
Sharma, I'd like to understand from you. Do you think
Yeah.
there is a blunting of friction points now that this letter has been sent by the Home Minister? And if the opposition doesn't respond in the affirmative, don't you think that this will be going against the opposition's stance on whether really it is fighting for the situation in Manipur or not?
Breha, I told you earlier also, we are fighting for Manipur. The leader who's visited Manipur so far is Rahul Gandhi. He met people of Manipur. He went there, sat with them, visited the camps. It was not the Prime Minister who visited, who went for elections. अरे टॉयलेट पर तो प्रधानमंत्री की फोटो लगाते हैं, म्युनिसिपल इलेक्शन में प्रधानमंत्री की फोटो लगाते हैं, और जब आज मणिपुर के लोगों को जरूरत है तो प्रधानमंत्री गायब हो जाते हैं. आज वो दिखते नहीं. Why he's shying away from the parliament?
Okay, quick point, Shaina. Why is the Prime Minister
shying
not
away?
finding the time to go to
Commenting,
Manipur,
no,
even as they are claiming that the
on
Home
India
Minister
does
has
not
visited?
solve
Where
the
is the Prime
problem of
Minister?
Manipur,
Shaina,
Breha.
quick point, 30 seconds. Shaina. You're on mute, Shaina.
I request
Yeah.
the opposition to show.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm
Please
on
go ahead.
mute.
No, you can go ahead, please.
I said I request the opposition to show magnanimity and statesman-like approach. This is a situation which is the Northeast today. If we want to stand united, firstly, have respect that our security forces have been deployed. Situations are coming into being contained, and the Honorable Home Minister has extended the olive branch to every party, saying, please be a part of progressive democratic process where we answer. We are accountable, and you too have your role, which is
and
a
let's see where does it go from there,
opposition,
because
not
Shaina
a
said this is an
disruptive
olive
opposition.
branch that has been extended by the Home Minister. Let's see if the opposition decides to take it or not, and whether or not tomorrow there is a discussion in both the houses of the parliament that begins with Manipur. With that, we have to leave it. And up next, we are having another debate, which is the award Vapasi saga, and it is now returned to the forefront with a parliamentary panel proposal for an undertaking for prospective awardees not to use their awards as political tools. Now, is this a bid to preserve the honor of these awards or to muzzle dissent? That will be the debate that is coming up after this very short break, so stay tuned for that.